Trains. Trains are wonderful, a never-ending source of amusement for rail fans, train spotters, gunzels, and densha otaku. They're also an environmentally friendly way to transport goods and people across land. But do you know what trains are not good at? Stopping suddenly. A fully laden cargo train travelling at full speed can take up to 2 kilometres to stop. Despite experiments with cat ear-shaped air brakes, this is down to simple physics. Heavy objects travelling at high speeds take a lot of force to slow down. Cars can avoid rear-end collisions by looking at the car ahead of them and backing off to an appropriate distance. But if a train can see another train ahead of it, that means that they're already too close. In order to prevent trains ploughing into the backs of each other, train networks have systems to ensure separation between trains. One of the most common is called the signalling block system. This system divides a track into blocks, and only one train is permitted into a block at a time. These blocks are then protected by signals, which look a bit like a traffic light. The simplest such systems can have a green signal to indicate that a train is authorised to enter that block, and a red signal to indicate that it's dangerous to enter the block. If everything is following the correct timetables, then the trains will rarely encounter a red signal. But when a train has unexpectedly stopped or slowed, it ensures the proper separation of trains. This simple system has an unfortunate problem. It relies on a human to see the signal, recognise what to do, and respond accordingly. Human brains are complex products of evolution and experience, and sometimes they do things that we do not want, like suddenly developing a craving for a Moss tonkatsu burger at 1 in the morning when you are over 7,000 kilometres away from a shop that will sell one. Another thing human brains do is expectation bias, a bias towards thinking things are the way we expect them to be. When distracted or fatigued, this can be amplified to a point where a person can falsely perceive reality. The eyes might be sensing a red light, but the driver is seeing green. Consider this scenario. A train driver has been driving the same scheduled train for half a decade. However, last night he was kept awake by his VTuber neighbour ranting about the lack of pork cutlet burgers. Tired, he briefly glances up to the signal. A signal that has been green the last 260 times he has looked at it. And during that brief view, it looked green to him this time as well. However, he was wrong. A cargo train had broken down on the track before him, and now our driver's train ploughs into the back of a cargo train, and its carriages packed full of inflatable stunt crash mats, gymnasium safety foam, and bubble wrap. Passing through a red light, an event referred to in the industry as a signal passed at danger, or a SPAD, is a serious safety incident. The Japanese rail industry has developed a procedure to reduce the danger of SPAD called point and call. It involves pointing at the signal and then calling out what they see. This procedure directs a person's attention towards the signal and forces them to process it fully. In addition, hearing yourself helps the person process what they see. In part, this operates very similar to the rubber duck debugging procedures used by programmers. Studies by Japan Railway's research wing has shown that pointing and calling can result in a 85% reduction in mistakes. In Japan and neighbouring countries, pointing and calling has been introduced into other safety critical industries. It has also been adopted in the Northern American public transport systems in New York City and Toronto. Let's try it out right now. hold your finger out and point to the subscribe button. Read it out loud, and if you're not subscribed, click on it.